Liss of Athens, 26-1. His opponent, Jim Semrad, Waukesha South, 33-0.
At Jim Semrad, he is the Class A champion with a perfect 33-0 record, and his opponent Bob Liss, the C champ, with a 26-1 mark. Bob is from Athens, a 16-year-old sophomore. Jim Semrad, 16-year-old junior. And Waukesha South certainly has come to the tournament to wrestle.
South has come up here to play the game, and you have to have several that you can put here into the finals, and they've done it, Marsh. Looked outstanding.
There is a good look at Bob Liss. Their coach, Jerry Wagner, 19 years at Athens. He is at the left of your screen. He is wearing the purple tights with the white stripe down the side. And in the maroon tights is Jim Semrad, the son of Joe and Sue Semrad. And we already have some points scored by Semrad, who gets the takedown immediately. He is very workmanlike, as you will see.
Right, he very workmanlike, just about like his brother, who was the 105-pounder and did not make it in here. They look alike, they act alike, and they work alike. And Jim is the one that came out the Class A champion. We have an escape now by Liss. Liss, I felt throughout the tournament, has been a surprise, very tall boy, and has great leverage, and has turned it to an advantage all throughout. I think that he's been very surprising. No one really looked for him to do a good job, and he's ended up here surprising a lot of people by his diligent work and doing such a super job of coming from behind.
Well, this is Semrad's third trip to the state championships. He didn't place as a freshman, and he was third last year, and now he's wrestling for the championship. He's only a junior, so he has another year ahead of him, and a very, very promising young man is Jim Semrad. He attended Ben and John Peterson's Camp of Champions. As you know, Ben and John gold medalists from the Olympics, so I'm sure that he probably picked up a little know-how from those folks.
Oh, I'm sure he has. I think we have a case here. It looks a little bit like Semrad is a little slicker on the feet. Be interesting to see in 35 seconds when we get into the second period what it's going to be like down on the mat, because Liss has been very, very tough throughout down on the mat. He's been content to just tie up with his opponent so far through this and not really shot any kind of takedown. Semrad, of course, has one, and here we go, an attempted throw, and it's going to work for 2 points for Semrad. He's got Liss on his back, and we're counting. Referee John Haw of Madison is counting, and he's only going to get 2 more here. Should bring the thing to 6-1 as the period ends. There's the referee's signal, the 2 back points. Should bring the score up to 6 up with no support anywhere, and all of a sudden, boom, you're over on your back.
Well, he'd like to go on and coach. He'd like to be a state champ, and his parents are here tonight to watch him, as I think is the case with almost every young man. There's a certain amount of pride that they bring to their parents and to their school and their community, and there certainly is all the excitement of a state championship here at the field house.
Well, I'll tell you, there's all kinds of parents are here, and they're glad to sit up in the stands and scream and yell, and that's my boy. They're going out of bounds along the sidelines over to well, all right, Marsh, I was about to say, I'm not sure what angle the camera will have on that, but anyway, they're out of bounds over by the big Wisconsin sign on the mat. Back in the center, Semrad on top, leading 6-1 with 1:39 to go in the second period. Now Liss comes to his feet and works an escape immediately and turns to face him. The score goes to 6-2, and now Liss is going to have to get on with it and start moving in for takedowns. He'd like to get in there for a Kelly or a baby fireman, and that's what got him into trouble the last time by extending himself so far when he went in that he got taken down and down to his back for a 4-pointer.
Bob Liss, who trails in the match by a score of 6-2 here in the second period. We're just about approaching the 1-minute mark. He does some freestyle wrestling. He's been wrestling for about 4 years, and he went to a camp over with Coach Harold Nichols at Iowa State last summer, and he picked up some of the knowledge. They got a pretty good wrestling tradition over there. He's the son of Clarence and Shirley Liss. Got no brothers and a sister, and his sister was a wrestling manager.
Is that right? That's unusual to have a girl wrestling manager. We had a beautiful duck under by Semrad from the knees. And he has Liss again in trouble. He's picking up a bar arm and is trying to turn him over. Yes, he's getting him over now. The referee is taking a look to see whether or not he's going to have points. I think he's referee's down. John Hump's down there looking to see whether he's got him down far enough for the pin. Marshall, it would be unusual if we have all kinds of pins early. Usually we don't get that in the state finals. And we had one in the first match, and there's 5 seconds to go in the second period. We've got another one imminent. There
well, I'll tell you, we have too many pins here. Kirby, you and I are going to be doing a little tap dance on the desk. We don't want that to happen, though. We've got some outstanding wrestling, and that was very close right now as the scoring himself from the opening whistle. Has taken command, got the takedown. He's wrapped up some back points, and right now he is in his danger right now, Kirby, is to not get careless.
Right. And Liss immediately came there and attempted to get a cradle. Didn't do much with it, and Semrad is able to convert that to a reversal, and now here he goes again.
This telecast is authorized under the rights granted by the WIAA. Any descriptions, accounts, or reproductions of this program are prohibited without the express written consent of the WIAA and the Wisconsin TV network.
You know, there's one rather interesting thing. I guess I didn't realize this before they started tonight, Marsh, but there are no mat judges tonight. It's simply the referee on the mat. We've been working, you know, with mat judges for a long while, so that there's actually 3 people, and a lot of the collegiate tournaments are using 2 on the mat, but this time we got 1. And Liss has stood, turned in, and executed a rather beautiful reversal move, standing switch on Semrad, and now Liss, of course, with 1:17 to go, and the third period is going to have to start getting on with. He has to put Semrad away. There's no other way he's going to score this, tie it up. He's got to pin him, and he's trying to get a cradle on now, and of course he's got legs in as he's doing it. And he's going to have to, just as he finally gets Semrad locked up, he's going to have to then cast the legs off and turn him over.
We're under a minute now in the third and final period at 112 pounds. Jim Semrad, he's on the bottom, but right now he leads at 13-4, very comfortably in front. He takes a little look around to see what the clock says, and he's kind of holding his own, being semi-cautious. He doesn't want to get called for stalling, but he is in command of this match right now, and it's going to take a monumental effort by Bob Liss to turn him and pin him or get some back points for him to rally and come away with a victory.
Referee has called a stalemate, and he takes him back to the center of the mat now. 13-4 in favor of Jim Semrad of Waukesha South with 35 seconds, and the clock is ticking down. And
Semrad comes out of there, gets an escape point, and now he goes up by 10. 14-4 with 25 seconds remaining, and it appears that Jimmy Semrad, the Class A champion, is going to be the state champion at 112 pounds in just a matter of seconds.
There we come now with 15 seconds, and they're hand fighting in the middle, trying to get a takedown. Of course, Liss should have to try for a throw in order to try and get up the points. He's got to pin him. That's the only way he can do it now, and it's not going to happen.
That was a good look at Semrad, looking at the clock. He's holding on now as time runs out, and at 112 pounds, Jim Semrad of Waukesha South, who finishes with a perfect 34-0 record.